day off, so I want to get a little bit of projects done. So this is the compressor cart that I was building, and I want to get it finished off. What I decided, I'm going to do a couple of modifications to it. I originally had 4 caster wheels on the bottom of it to roll it around the shop, which worked fine. But then I realized if I want to take this out into the yard to fill up tires on the trailer or the truck or whatever, it's going to be very difficult to move around. So what I did was I went to Harbor Freight and I got some of these pneumatic tires. They were like $7 a piece. So I'm going to install those, and I got a big piece of threaded rod here, so I'm going to use that for the axle. Get some nuts and washers. Get that installed, and I'm going to make a piece of wood for the front, just for it to sit on. I'm also going to make a couple of handles in the back here, just so that we can grab it to move it and roll it around. Alright, so I just got out here in the shop. It's a little chilly. I got my buddy heater going. I got my fireplace wood stove going. So let's get it warmed up a little bit and we'll get started. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is drill a couple of holes in the sides, just to run the axle through. Alright, so the axle is going to slide through like this, okay? And then I want to install these also. I just got a couple of eye bolts. I want to just put 2 of those, just to give it a little extra support on the axle. I don't want it all the way just sitting on the wood there. So I'm going to drill those out and get those installed. Okay, so I got the 2 eye bolts installed. You can see how that's going to just support that even better. Alright, so what I got to do now is put the wheels on there and then figure out, I'm going to have to shorten the axle a little bit because it's a little bit long. So we'll get those installed and see where we end up. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a washer on here, and then I'm going to put the wheel. And then I'm going to put another washer. And then we'll put the nut on. And so I got to figure how long I want this to be. Okay, so like that will be good. So we're going to do the same on this side. Got the washer on there. Get the wheel. Alright, so I'm putting the nut on here first, because when I cut it, it's going to leave a little bit of a rough edge, and I want to be able to get that nut back on, so if I thread it off, it'll clean the threads up so I can get it back on. Alright, so we're going to give this a cut, probably right about here, and then we should be all set with the axle length. Okay, so the axle's all set. Next thing I want to do is I want to work on the 2 supports for the the handle in the back. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this 3/4 plywood that I had left over. So let's go ahead and cut this out. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to smooth them out a little bit on the sander, and then we'll get them ready to install. Alright, so we got them just smoothed out a little bit, just tone down the edges. Now we have the 2 handles, and we'll go ahead and get those installed and put the crossbar on. Alright, so next I just want to cut a little recess in here that I can stick the pipe in, or the board in, or the dowel, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and we'll just figure out how long we need it and then do the same for the other side. Okay, so we got one handle on there. Mount that like that, just figure out where we need to cut this, we'll put the other one on. Alright, put a little glue on the end there. We'll just stick that in there. Okay, now we have our handle. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, so at this point, I've put a coat of paint on it, and what I'm doing now is, because when I tried it before, the compressor would kind of bounce around a little bit in here, so I actually recessed some holes in here, and I have the rubber mounts sitting in there with some bolts, and I'm going to bolt the compressor down so it stays in place. And now I'm slipping the bar, which is going to be the axle for the wheels. I got it in the eyelets, and I'm going to put a nut on either side on the end to hold it in place, and we'll get the wheels on it. Alright, so what I did was I slid the rod all the way in, and then I put a washer and a nut, and I backed it in enough where I could pull it off to this side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a nut and a washer on this side. Alright, now you can see I have the wheels on, and you can see I have a locking nut on either side. There's the other wheel. Alright, so what I got to do now is I got to mount the compressor in there, and then I got to cut a piece for the front here that it can sit on. So we'll do that next. Okay, so I basically just cut out a piece like this here and screwed it in. So that'll support the front of it. And so I guess now I'll just get the compressor mounted in there, and we can finish things up. Alright guys, well I think this is going to wrap this one up. So you can see it looks a lot better now that I've got it painted. I got the wheels on it. We got the compressor mounted solidly inside there now so it doesn't vibrate around. We got the whole thing all painted up nice. We got our new handle on the back, so now when we need to move it around, whether it be outside or inside or whatever, I can just grab the handle, tilt it back. Got the nice pneumatic wheels on there now, so it'll go very nicely over the driveway or the lawn or wherever I need to bring this thing. So yeah, this was phase 2 of building the compressor cart, and I like it. Hope you guys like it too. So if you do, give a share, give a thumbs up, give a like, and I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, take care.